Well, this is what's left of Legend Sports Bar and Grill here behind me. Take a look, and it's basically just a big pile of rubble and debris. Hey guys, good morning. Those t-shirts are quite literally hot off the press this morning, and this is what they look like right here. This is the Cubs World Series victory t-shirts. Good morning. Well, right now there's a cashier in a booth like this one until about 6 o'clock in the evening, but after 6, the cashier leaves and the gates go up. Well, here in Pulaski, there's a lot of tree branches like this one here littering the road, a lot of leaves and other things like that, but we've also seen a couple of trees uprooted, and perhaps the most serious one is this one here behind me. Take a look and you can see the roots just ripped clean out of the ground. This is what we do know. 12-year-old Justin Johnson was crossing this intersection here at Crooks Avenue and 2nd Street when a bus turned the corner and hit him. Hey guys, like my new car? Just kidding, but the owner was so kind to let me sit in it this morning. This is a 1970 Plymouth Superbird, just one of the many classic cars that you can see on display here tonight for License to Cruise. Now that is happening around 6 o'clock tonight. Well, we are right next to the town hall. That's where media is being asked to gather right now. The Didion milling plant is just down the road here on Highway 46 behind me, about a mile away. You can see that it is blocked off. Lucky for you, I have a good friend named Greg Smrava who owns this place, and he just gave me a strawberry punchki so that you can try your first punchki ever on the air for us and tell us how it tastes. Did you get some of that filling?
That's really good.
Hey guys, well, one of the really cool things that you can do at this convention is you can see all of the equipment and gear that firefighters wear, and they actually suited me up this morning. I'm wearing about 30 pounds of gear. That's right. There are still some police here this morning as well. You can see behind me there is a police squad car here with lights on blocking this street. And if you take a look further down the street, you can see there is another squad car with police tape up. And there has been a decent amount of activity here this morning as well. We've seen some other police cars come in and out of this area. Now, we do know that one of the 4 people shot and killed was a police officer with the DC Everest Metropolitan Police Department, but we don't know where in this incident he was killed. Police say this started as a domestic incident, and police aren't saying much about the shooter, his motives, or his victims, but we do expect to learn more today during a press conference. Yesterday afternoon, officers were called to a bank in Rothschild just before 1 o'clock in the afternoon, then to a law office in Schofield soon after, and finally to this apartment building in Weston. There were reports of shots being fired at all 3 of those locations. A standoff at the apartment building between the suspect and police then lasted for several hours before the suspect was taken into custody. During that time, Everest area schools were placed on lockdown as a precaution, and streets around the shooting locations were closed off. They have since been reopened, but some families in the area were displaced and are now being helped by the Red Cross. When speaking to the media, law officials were visibly upset, saying they're not the only ones affected by this tragedy.
And I would like to basically send all my thoughts and ask everybody listening, thoughts and prayers to all the victims and their families. Keep them in your prayers and be with our officers.
These events affect more than just the people involved. They really affect entire communities. And with that, and because of that, there's more than 100 law enforcement officers in the field right now from all the agencies the chief mentioned, working hard on several different crime scenes.
The Wisconsin Department of Criminal Investigation is now handling this, and as we said, we do expect to learn more about this today during a press conference, but so far a time for that has not been released. We will be there, though, and be bringing you the latest developments as soon as they unfold. Reporting live in Weston, Kristyn Allen, Action 2 News.
Good morning, welcome back, and thanks for being with us. If you just joined us, developing news we've been following this morning on a murder investigation in Brown County. We now have the name of the victim and the man who's been arrested.
This case developed very quickly late last night. We had all the breaking details for you on Action 2 News at 10. The Brown County Sheriff's Office says they've identified 31 homicide. Her body was found in Ledgeview, and investigators
was an isolated incident between the The incident ended here on the 300 block of North Ashland Avenue when that car that was speeding crashed into this house here behind me. Take a look and you can see just the hole in the front porch here. Parts of the fence were torn down and there's just other various debris in the front yard here. But this all started in Ashwaubenon. Green Bay police say that Ashwaubenon Public Safety was trying to stop a car in the village that was traveling at a very high rate of speed. Then, for reasons unclear, stopped pursuing the car at Ashland Avenue and Mason Street. Now, right at that time, a Green Bay police officer happened to be pulling out on Dousman Street and saw that car going very fast. The officer wasn't aware even that the Ashwaubenon public safety officer had previously tried to stop the car.
Observed the vehicle get hit, run a flashing red, get hit by another car. The vehicle lost control, hit a tree, and then hit the front porch of a house here on Ashland.
The driver of the car that crashed ran off. Green Bay police used a canine unit to try to track him, but were unsuccessful. They are still trying to find him, but based on vehicle registration, police believe they know who it is and that he may even live in this area. Police say when they do find him, he will be charged with using unreasonable speed, hit and run with injury, and failure to stop at a controlled intersection. The driver of the other car was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Reporting live in Green Bay, Kristyn Allen, Action 2 News.